Discovery Institute. The Scottish parliamentary elections, I think, are Scottish parliamentary elections coming up. If they elect a Scottish Nationalist Party, what chance do you see that they will vote to secede? And if so, what is the impact on British politics and the British-American relationship for anyone on the panel?
I think we probably begin with Tim and come this way.
I think the Scottish Nationalists will do very well next month. They will not get a majority. All opinion polls suggest that they will be the largest party, but they will fall short of a majority. And they are, of course, the Scottish National Party, and they believe in independence, but they have said that they won't want actually a referendum on independence for 3 more years after the Scottish elections, because actually a lot of the opinion poll evidence suggests that it actually is one of their least popular policies. Some polls have recently put support for independence at 50%, but others as low as 30%. The view, I think, is of most commentators, the vote for the SNP is largely a protest against Labour. The Iraq War is one of the major reasons why the Scottish Labour Party's fortunes have declined so much. But I think it would be a misreading to believe that a vote for the SNP was a vote for independence. I think when the weight of the main unionist parties, Labour, Conservative and Liberal Democrats, is put behind a no vote should that independence vote happen in 3 years, Scotland will stay part of the United Kingdom.
Thank you. Geoffrey.
Yes, I'm surprised and pleased to hear the question brought up. We're about to have the most fascinating week in British politics for a long time. Tuesday the 1st of May is the 300th anniversary of the Act of Union between England and Scotland. Wednesday the 2nd of May is the 10th anniversary of Tony Blair's Prime Ministership, and Thursday the 3rd of May is the local elections in England, in which Labour looked like doing very badly, and the Scottish elections, in which the SNP seems certain to become the largest party because they have proportional representation. They'll have a plurality but not a majority. Unlike Mr. Blair, by the way, who at the last British general election won 54% of parliamentary seats with just over 35% of the popular vote.
Move nearer the microphone.
I'm sorry. And finally convincing me of the need for some kind of electoral reform. I don't think it's likely that there will be an independent Scotland in the foreseeable future, but it has shown up. The SNP's position over Scotland is entirely coherent and intellectually honest. They want independence. Labour, on the other hand, was a belated, reluctant and completely insincere convert to devolution, and it was nothing more than a political manoeuvre on the part of Labour under Tony Blair as it came about, because what Labour were trying to do was to square a circle politically by holding off the electoral challenge from the Scot Nats within Scotland, while at the same time keeping as many as possible of Labour's Scottish rotten boroughs in the Westminster Parliament, without which Blair could not now hold power. It may not have been noticed here that at the last British general election in May 2005, the Tories won the largest number of votes in England, not the largest number of parliamentary seats, but they did win the largest number of votes, and they will, I think, without any question, I would have a large bet that whatever happens at the next general election, the Tories will win the largest number of seats in England, and then there is going to be a severe constitutional crisis, in my view. Or I don't know that, as I say, whether it will be there will be a new Scotland, a new independent Scotland. Although Alex Salmond, the leader of the Scottish National Party, has said recently, rather interestingly, that he doesn't want to. He wants England to be Scotland's best friend and vice versa. He doesn't want to have a separate currency, and he doesn't even want to leave the monarchy. And this suggests to me heading towards an Ausgleich, like 1867 and the creation of the Austro-Hungarian dual monarchy. But we'll see.
Do you want to come in, Christopher?
I'd just say, as de Gaulle said about the greatness of Brazil, that it's always something in the future, and that's where it will remain. The independence of Scotland and of Quebec are just exactly like that. The people involved don't have the nerve to do it, for one thing, or the guts. And they also know that the consequences will be greater than they are ready to reckon with. First, sub-secession. There are lots of people in Quebec who'd want to leave in different directions if they had to be governed by the heirs of Pétain and Poujade, and the same would be true of Scotland. And the other is they would complicate hugely their relations with the European Union, which is the only reason they have enough prosperity to be getting on with to begin with. And it's by no means a certainty. It seems to me that an independent Scotland can count on staying within, without having to reapply and perhaps have to take another look at itself in the mirror. So it's a false issue. It just won't happen.
Thank you. Now, this will have to be the final question, I'm afraid. Is there one? Yes, the gentleman in the second row.